throttles down. This is what it's all about. And Jets R Us are having a great run. We've got Jets R Us, Sunfire, Sundance Skater, Liliana, Godspeed, who we saw earlier on, and Courageous Cat is out of the race for today. But now the whole thing is going to come down to who has run the race course correctly and who hasn't. Godspeed feels they've run the course correctly, where some of the other competitors have gone off course. We will have to wait and get final results and officiating from the APBA officials, but right now we're going to stay with what's on the screen, and they're having a great run. Jets R Us in stock class had a first place in Key West and a third place in Cape Coral, putting them in somewhat of a strong lead actually over Conc-Attack in the stock class. It's really not that strong actually. If Conc-Attack has a good run here today, they could move into first place. But your top 3 points leaders in stock class are Jets R Us, Conc-Attack, Sunfire, and Godspeed with a good run here today can move right in the thick of things in the points battle for the stock division of the APBA. But right now we're staying with S16, the Jets R Us race team headed up by Don Abatiello and Mark Connell on throttles, having a great run here today in Miami, Florida. The Jets R Us race team. Now we're back to Mandy Fernandez's Team Ferrari, the collection. And this is going to be a great close. We're going to stick with him as he heads toward the start-finish line, and we're really going to bring you the best that we can provide. Freeze-frame video right here is showing you what we're all about. It's a 2-camera shoot. We've got Jeff Girardi with camera 1, and we've got Gary Johnson and Tom Russell aboard the other helicopter bringing you camera 2. That's Gary Johnson right there filming, and that's Jeff Girardi in the other helicopter filming on the other side. Freeze-frame video striving to bring you the best in offshore video reproductions. But right now we're going to stay with Mandy Fernandez's Team Ferrari, who had a great run, and we're going to head toward the checkered flag with him. Right now, of course, this is unofficial, but we're going to stay with Team Ferrari collection as they head toward the start-finish line, and if all stays like this, take the checkered flag. So we're going to stay with him, and then in just moments after that, we'll be bringing you the final results of the Hooters Gold Cup Offshore 150. I think the thing that's going to be very interesting here is once we get the results officially sorted out, because they had, in the beginning of the race, when everyone went off course, that had them run so many miles, 10 miles out and 10 miles back, which is not only going to affect our final results, but also the average speeds. So we're just going to have to wait and see until the APBA officials sort this whole thing out. Well, Well, that's it. The Hooters Gold Cup Offshore 150 is in the record books, and here are your final results. In the Superboat class, Kirk and Alan Dunteman taking first place in the Agitator Rest team with an average speed of around 60 miles per hour. Bear in mind they ran 20 extra miles, and we had very rough racing conditions. Second place went to Warrior, and third place went to Mandy Fernandez's Team Ferrari The Collection. So obviously that wrong direction that they went off the first checkpoint in the first lap has affected the results, being that they have wound up in third place. Tough break for Mandy Fernandez, but an excellent run nonetheless. In Pro Stock, it went to Talon in first place, followed by Panama Jack in second, and Lipstick taking third with Bad Move in fourth. The Stock class, certainly an interesting story here, where the judges had a lot to do with the final outcome. Godspeed, which originally was thought to have finished fifth, has been awarded first place, being that they were the only boat in the stock division to run the course correctly and make all the necessary checkpoints. That means Jets R Us have finished in second place, Sunfire gets third place, and Sundance Skater gets knocked out to fourth place. Very good job of navigating for the Godspeed race team. Now let's get to the offshore divisional results. In Offshore C, first place went to John Provenzano's Heat Is On, who had an excellent run. Fish Peddler taking second place, and Dollar Marine Special taking third place. Offshore B went to the Jamaican bobsled team, who had an excellent run, followed by Environmental Impact in second and Network Express in third place. And Offshore A, that went to Vanishing Point, followed by Scott Free Racing in second and Wild Thing holding off Too Hot to take third place. Well, that's it. Those are the official results for the 1990 Hooters Gold Cup Offshore 150. Well, before we go, there are a few closing comments I'd like to make. Overall, we found it to be a very exciting race. It's good to be back to Miami, Florida for an exciting APBA offshore powerboat race. We had rough racing conditions, which provided some very exciting competition and some great racing for the fans. Thank goodness no one was hurt. That's always a welcome sign to have a safe race. The APBA once again putting on an excellent show. Overall, I'd have to say the story had to be Mother Nature herself. With seas of 4 to 6 foot chop, it provided for some very rough racing. It caused some navigational problems, and it made for some good racing. However, we had low average speeds, but nonetheless, it was some very competitive and very exciting racing. Before we go, there are a few people that we'd like to thank. We'd like to extend a very special thanks to LD Stewart for being the host of the Hooters Gold Cup Offshore 150. Jill Berry for all the help and assistance of freeze frames, and of course, John Antonelli and the entire APBA staff for all the help.